So today we're doing a Cash App for Beginners guide. We're going to go step by step on all the different things that you can do on the Cash App investing portion of the platform and how you can make sure that you're doing everything proper. Now, what we're going to do is actually kind of show you here in real time the steps that you want to be focusing on. If you, for some reason, don't already have Cash App, I'll have a link for them down below. You can sign up with them. Gives you a free $5 for going through that link. Now, what we're going to do is have the app like you can see here in real time, but usually when you sign up for Cash App, this is going to be your home screen because it is also a money transfer app. So keep this in mind that this actually has multiple functionalities. Now, once you're on the main page of Cash App, you're going to have a couple different things that you can do. You can, of course, deposit money into your account, which is maybe what you want to do to be able to have money to invest with. And in order to do that, what you want to do is make sure that you have a debit card or a bank on file. Now, how do you do this? If you are on the main page like we are here today, you can click on the bottom left of the screen. On my example here, it does show $85, but for some people who have nothing in there yet, it'll show kind of like a bank looking icon. Now, if you click on here, it is going to take you to the opportunity to be able to go in and type in your information. So if we go ahead and jump, you're going to be able to see, for me currently, it shows that we have linked banks at the very bottom. If you don't have that, this is going to be where you can go ahead and do so. So we're going to just show you by clicking on here, and it currently shows you my account that I have, and if it didn't, it would say link bank. Now you can also see it says link debit card, so you could choose whichever option works best for you. Now, once you go ahead and have one of these two options available for you, it most likely will ask you if you want to make your first deposit, which you can go ahead and do that right away. But let's say you don't actually have that option and you've, linked up your information. We're going to go back to that original page where it showed that bank icon or the dollar amount. And you're going to see here towards that top area, it says add cash. Now, this is adding cash into your Cash App account, which then can be used for investing. So if we click on add cash, it'll pop up how much you would want to send to your Cash App account. You could do $100, you could do $10, whatever amount works for you to be able to do so. Now, one small caveat is if you decide to sign up with that link down below, not only is it supporting the channel, but in order to get that bonus that you would get for using it, you do need to send $5 to a friend or family member within 14 days. So just keep that in mind, but you can always get that money back if you wanted to and still get your bonus. But again, we're going to go ahead and let's say you actually deposited in that $85 or whatever amount you wanted to. You'll see in your cash balance how much you have available. So now what we can do is click on the little icon over here. It's second to the most right, and it looks like a little graph and then also a little Bitcoin, because you can actually trade Bitcoin on this platform. And so this is the investing side of Cash App. This is where you're going to be able to buy and sell stocks. So you can actually look at what you have in ownership. So we're going to go over all of these things and understand how this all truly works. So you're going to see here at the current top, it actually shows you how much your total value is in your portfolio. For this example, we got $32.39. Shows you how you're performing for the day if you wanted to, for the week, for the month, the year, and your all time. So you have a couple different areas you can see how you're doing with your portfolio. Now, if you scroll down just a tiny bit, you're going to see where it says investments. It shows your total dollar amount invested, and you can see your total gains. Now, if you can see here, we got $30 invested. We have $2.39 in total gains. So that says that if we sold everything today, we would have an extra $2.39 from our original investment, which is that $32.39. Now you can click on details here, and this will go over a little bit more information for you. So it'll say your current investments. So you can see currently invested, unrealized gains, unrealized gain percentage. You can see value at sale. So if you've sold stuff in the past, you can see that. You can see value at purchase. You can see realized gains by the dollar amount and realized gains by the percentage. So that's all stuff that you might have already sold in the past that are not currently invested in at this given time. So you can see your all-time, which is including things that you have sold and things that are currently unsold yet in your portfolio. So it kind of gives you a full round number on that. And the very bottom over there, you can see dividends. So if a company pays out a quarterly dividend or a monthly dividend, you'll see that money come in here, which actually goes directly into your Cash App balance to be able to use to send to people or reinvest if you wanted to. So those dividends can be really helpful to compound your money. So let's go and close out of that. Now, scrolling down here just a little bit more, you're going to be able to see these are news articles. Now, these news articles are just kind of dependent on some of the big information out there, so you can be kind of more aware of what's going on. You can click on view all news so you can keep on reading if you're getting value out of this information. Now, if we scroll down just a little bit more here, you're going to see your current portfolio. So if you've bought in stocks before, this is where you're going to see them right over here. Now, for these examples here, these are just stocks that we're investing in just to kind of go through the process and understand how things are working on the platform. So bear that in mind when it comes to seeing these here or seeing anybody else's investments. Now, if you click on each one individually, it'll take you to an individual graph, kind of similar to your main graph we saw earlier. And then you're going to be able to see the performance of that stock. Now, you can't see the actual trade dollar amount, but if you hold on your finger onto the map here, it'll show you that dollar amount right there. Why it doesn't show you right away, I don't know, but you can go ahead and just do that with your finger and you can see what the current price point is. Now, if you scroll down, this will kind of give you a little bit more detailed information about this individual stock, such as how much of a share that you own. So you can see here, we actually own 0.077 shares. So what this effectively means is with Cash App, you can actually buy fractional shares with as little as $1. So if a stock is worth $100 and you put in $1, you're actually still having ownership in that company without having to pay for the full price point, which is a really great way to go for a lot of beginner investors. If you scroll down here, you can see a little bit more. You see the share price here at 116.33. That's what we've been paying for. Company value, that is the market cap. The symbol for the actual stock itself, which is this one, for example, UPST. And then scrolling down a little bit more, you can see their activities. So you can see how much you've invested in, all the trades that you have done, and any trades that are coming up. Now, if you go down a little bit lower, you can see a little bit more about the company. You can see the CEO, the industry, the number of employees, and all of that as well. So you're going to have that option for all the stocks you currently already own. And if you keep on scrolling down a little bit more, you're going to see an option over here where you're going to see like health, shopping, sports, and gaming. This is actually categorized for you to be able to find new stocks that you might be interested in buying, which of course we're going to show you how to buy and sell today as well. So if you're interested in certain types of style of stocks, you can click on these and it'll take you to a plethora of different companies that are within that sector. So you can maybe start investing in things that you like or are having a good understanding with. If you slide a little bit lower here, you got most traded monthly. So this kind of gives you an example of what people are buying and selling in the market. You can keep swiping and seeing a bunch of companies. Some you might already know, some maybe you've never heard of before, but might get you interested in investing with them. Down here, you're going to see the biggest daily movers. So this is the percentage of a company, whether it's gone up or down in a single day. So you can see some of these companies gone up almost 37%. One went down almost 23%. So sometimes companies could be pretty volatile, while others may be a little less than that. And from here, you can click on Learn More, and it'll take you through a whole list of tutorials and things that you might want to know when it comes to buying your very first stock. And speaking of buying your first stock, let's go ahead and actually show you what the process would be like to buy a stock. Now, we already talked about how in this portfolio we have some stocks, so let's go ahead and just do an example of buying a stock that we don't already have. So let's go to these over here to kind of get an idea of maybe what we want to buy. But really quick before we do that, if you decided that there's a certain stock you did want to buy, instead of having to go looking for it, you can type in the actual stock at the very top right with that little magnifying glass. So if we click here, you can actually go ahead and just type in the name or what they call the ticker number, which is usually anywhere from 1 to 4 letters. So if you know what it is, you can go ahead and just do that. But for this example, we're just going to go ahead and go to banking and finance, and we're going to go to Coinbase. So we're going to go ahead and buy $1 worth of Coinbase here today because we're just going to show you what this process is like. So with Coinbase, again, just like everything else, you can see all of its information on its personal page, and you can see that buy option right over here. So if we click on buy, this is going to take you to this option to purchase some stock. Now, of course, that money that you're buying with does have to already be in your Cash App account, which we talked about how to deposit already. And so what we're going to do here is go and look at how often do we want to buy. Currently, the standard is one-time purchase, but if you click on here, you can do auto invest. Auto investing helps you out to kind of get you encouraged to keep on investing. So if you're not somebody who does this often, I would encourage setting up some kind of auto payment because it will help you go through that process. Now, if we go and click on here, you can see that you have a daily option, a weekly option, or every 2 weeks. Now, there is a $10 minimum, as you can see that it says on the bottom. But for this example, we're just going to go ahead and do the $1 option, which is already preset for us. But if you hit the little 3 dots on the bottom right there, you can go ahead and put any dollar amount. You could put $1.23 or $5.55, whatever works for you. So we're going to go ahead and click on that dollar, and we're going to click the next button here. And what it's going to do is it's going to load up confirm with our Face ID here, and it's going to bring up a summary. So it's going to show you the funding source, the order type, which is the market currently for us, which means it's just going to buy the dollar of stock, whether the price is higher or lower than what we currently see it as right now. Now you can see the approximate share price is 302. You can see the approximate shares is 0.003. And then you can see the symbol right there. The total cost to be able to buy that you're putting in, which is the $1. There are no fees for buying stocks here on Cash App, which is fantastic. And then you can see the total cost is just that $1. If you're ready to go ahead and do this, because we're doing this on the off market times, it's going to say schedule. But if it is current market times, you can hit buy right here at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and go through this. And then what it's going to do, it's going to go ahead and confirm that we are doing this. We can go ahead and click on done. And you can see at the bottom left now, we went from $85 to $84. So now it already took that dollar out. It hasn't spent it yet because it's kind of essentially just pending for us. And then we're good to go. But if we want to go ahead and sell one of our stocks, so let's go back to the main page here. We have a couple stocks here that maybe one of them is something that we don't want to invest in anymore, whatever the case may be. What we can do is click on the stock, and let's say we want to sell it. We're going to click on the sell button. And what we can go ahead and do is kind of like that same thing. It says standard one-time order. You can do a custom order with this. Now, you can't do an automatic pull out of investing. That would be kind of interesting to have, but the custom sell order means you can put a price tag on how high you want to sell the stock so you don't miss out in case it drops by a certain dollar amount. So if you want to learn more, you can click the question mark that was there. But for this example, we're going to sell $1 and we're going to click on next. And it's going to do the Face ID again just to confirm for you. And it's going to show kind of the same stuff as when you were buying. It goes over all of the information, the cost, the approximation of how many shares you have, the share price. If everything looks good right over here, before you hit schedule, you can see it says right here, stock prices can fluctuate while the market is closed. The price you receive once the market opens may differ from what you see above. So just keep that in mind. So if you're selling it for $1, you can see here with the government fees, there is a penny cost for that. So you're going to only get 99 cents, but if the stock goes up or down, that can obviously have fluctuations to it. So from right over here, we're going to go ahead and click on schedule. And similar to the other one, it's going to show us, when it's scheduled to go. For our time, it is 6:30 a.m., which is 9:30 Eastern time, which is when the market actually opens up. So we can click on done, and we are now good to go. You can see we are all set up here for us to be able to have that stock sold or having the other stock purchased and going through the process of making sure that we understand how these all work and getting to the point where we're investing our money for our financial future. Now, as I mentioned earlier before too, I will have a link for Cash App in these show notes down below for you. It helps support out the channel, but it gets you right into the action to be able to sign up for the app and get started with investing. Now, I want you to keep on learning and growing when it comes to using your investing app, because being consistent on the platform is key to making sure that you are ready for your financial future. So what I want you to do is to make sure you check out this video right over here to keep on learning. My name is Dennis, and I'll see you in that next video.